the sod on a major $110 million upgrade of the exit 49 Pimpama interchange. A new bridge over the motorway, additional traffic lanes, on and off ramp upgrades and new signalised intersections to replace roundabouts will keep traffic moving through this stretch safely and efficiently. And last week, the $1 billion M1 Varsity Lakes to Tugun update reached a major milestone. This massive project is transforming the southern end of the Gold Coast, the last remaining 10 kilometres. We are six-laning all the way from Brisbane to the border. It's delivering a wider, safer and quieter M1. Importantly, it's also creating 850 jobs. Mr Speaker, the upgrade is being delivered in 3 stages, and I'm pleased to say that the first stage, Varsity Lakes to Burleigh, is now complete. This is welcome news for the 90,000 commuters who use this stretch daily. I thank the Minister for Transport and Main Roads and the Gold Coast-based Minister and Member for Gavin for marking the occasion last week. Works have included the new diverging diamond interchange at exit 87, adding a 4th northbound lane between Reedy Creek and Burleigh, extending and relocating the exit 85 northbound off-ramp by 250 metres, and installing smart motorways technologies to help reduce stop-start travel. And the final 2 stages, Burleigh to Palm Beach and Palm Beach to Tugun, are under construction. Mr Speaker, the M1 is a critical route between the south-east 2 largest cities. This investment is all about my government's commitment to create good jobs, better services to support our great Queensland lifestyle. Yeah. Mr Speaker, the generosity of Queenslanders in time of need never fails. We've seen it again this year since the summer floods. In March, we kick-started the latest appeal with $2.1 million between Lifeline, the Red Cross, Salvation Army, St Vincent de Paul and Give It. That was backed up by another $142,000 from our fundraiser here at Parliament and $105,000 from Western Queensland councils. Today I'm happy to report that the total raised up until last month by St Vincent de Paul, Lifeline and Give It was almost $7.3 million for distribution to Queenslanders affected by the flooding. And nationally, more than $61 million has been raised by the Red Cross and the Salvation Army. That's to help people in Queensland and New South Wales. On behalf of our government, can I again thank everyone who's given so generously, and I thank the charities who work so hard to raise the money and put it to good use. Well, you're blocking it. Yeah. Obstructing.
Order, members.
Yeah, deliberately. Deliberately.
Order, members.
Yeah.
Members, for the benefit of the House, and also for the new member, there are arrangements in place to ensure that you are not, unless you have business to conduct in the chamber, are not outside of your seat, and that generally applies to whips and other people. And generally, we will have people sitting in their seats, or they'll be out of the chamber. So, for the benefit of all concerned, that's the ruling. The Premier has the call.
Thank you, Mr.
Member for
Well, you threw
Kawana.
the cameras out. You threw the cameras out of the chamber. That's what the opposition did. Threw them out. You didn't want the coverage. You didn't want the coverage.
Order.
Member for Kawana.
Premier.
And we love having you on the TV every single day. Stand up every single day. And put on a pink jumpsuit while you're at it. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
We're off to a bad start this morning, members. Premier, you have the call. I would hope that you'll continue with your ministerial statement.
I'd like to thank the charities who work so hard to raise the money and put it to good use. Just some examples are Red Cross distributed relief grants and provided psychological help. Lifeline recruited more crisis support workers. St Vincent de Paul provided financial support and food and clothing and furniture. The Salvos gave meals to evacuees and workers and distributed funds. And Give It provided food, clothing, bedding, linen, furniture and appliances. That's just a snapshot of the charities' work with the money donated by Queenslanders. Mr Speaker, on Monday, Cabinet was briefed by the Weather Bureau and another wet summer could be on the way. We will do all we can to prepare for that. There's no reason to be alarmed. We hope there won't be the need again for emergency response and recovery, but we know that whatever happens, Queenslanders will be there to support one another. Mr Speaker, today is Vietnam Veterans Day. It's held on the anniversary of the Battle of Long Tan in 1966, 56 years ago. We remember the sacrifices of those who died and show our respect and thanks to the many Australians who served during our involvement in the Vietnam War. We also pause to reflect on the impact of service on
members.
families.
Order. Premier has the call.
This year we also marked a number of major anniversaries of the Second World War, including the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Darwin, the 80th anniversary of the fall of Singapore and the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Coral Sea. Most Queenslanders have a connection to someone who has served or is currently serving in the Australian Defence Force. And honouring their service is at the heart of our government's Queensland Remembers Grants program, which we launched last year. The $4 million grants program supports ex-service and other not-for-profit organisations to deliver commemorative events, activities or projects such as the creation of new memorials and gardens and avenues of honour. The program supports minor capital works, major capital works and community grants. Mr Speaker, in its first round, the program supported 25 recipients across the state, including funding to create a new war memorial park at Mergon, to upgrade the existing Roma cenotaph and to restore buildings at the National Service Heritage Precinct in Wacol. Mr Speaker, I'm pleased to announce that the second round of the program is now open. Eligible organisations can lodge a submission via the Queensland Veterans Portal until the 4th of October. But, Mr Speaker, it's not just our servicemen and women that we pay tribute to. Beginning this year, Queensland will observe its annual War Widows Day on the 19th of October. This day recognises the people left behind by those who have served Australia, people who faced enormous grief. This is a first for Australia. Mr Speaker, through these activities we are continuing to pay tribute to Queensland's veterans community. Finally, Mr Speaker, 114 years ago a West End landmark was built. Bootmaker Thomas Dixon set up a business in Montague Road. It was a standout from the beginning. Quoting from the website, red brickwork, large windows, arched glazing bars, king trusses across the expansive ceiling. Sophisticated and uncommon for the period. More than a century later, the Thomas Dixon Centre is still a unique West End feature, and since 1991 it's been home to the Queensland Ballet. Like other tenants of heritage buildings, the ballet loved being part of its community, but wanted to make its home even more special. Tonight it will be my great honour to officially open the refurbished Thomas Dixon Centre, and what a stunning restoration it is, a mix of heritage and contemporary architecture, an investment to preserve our past and to protect our future in the arts, thanks to the funding from our government, with some federal backing and the support of the ballet's donors and partners, and thanks to the oversight of the Department of Public Works. As the Minister has said, a labour of love by more than 1,280 local workers. It now includes a 350-seat theatre, 6 dance studios, a rooftop terrace and a promenade. It means that while our world-class Queensland Ballet performs for thousands at QPAC, it can also host more intimate productions at West End, while collaborating with local cultural community, with public spaces for schools and other artists. As Artistic Director Lee Shiswing said, Queensland Ballet wanted to remain in West End for a sense of neighbourhood pride. We can all be proud that our ballet is so connected to its community in such an outstanding home.
I call the Deputy President.